Welcome back to Timberborn, and this is a one-off video looking at the save game that I've been playing, was playing over the Christmas break, whilst I wasn't particularly making content. Now, this is very much completely inspired by JC the Beard's currently running Apocalypse series. If you're not aware of what that is, I will put a link to his playlist down below. I'll put a card up in the corner. I take no credit for the idea for the style of this save game, and I have had a huge amount of fun and frustration playing this, so thank you to him for the settings for this. You are a crazy man, sir, if you end up watching this video. You caused me a lot of enjoyment. So this is my 8th attempt at playing this. I am now on cycle 22. We are at the start of a 74-day bad tide. I'll put in a picture. I have survived at least one 100-day bad tide. As I said, this is my 8th attempt. If you have not watched JC's series, please go watch that. He will take you through in great detail the setup. I had 7 attempts at his original very hard settings, where he the biggest problem was that he doubled the food and water consumption of the beavers, and that was so hard. But I was really determined to try and crack it, and I couldn't. I had 7 colonies that at various stages failed. I then tried with the settings that he's currently playing with, where the beavers have a 25% increase in their food and water consumption, and I'm on cycle 22. The biggest thing is that he massively increased the potential drought and bad tide length, so that they now run between 30 and 100 days. And we're in a 74-day bad tide. So I'm on the same map as him. It's Lemon Canyon, I believe, which is from the Water Beaver faction. And yeah, I've had a heck of a lot of fun. And I asked if people wanted to see the colony that I ended up building that could survive the 100-day droughts and bad tides, and this is what it looks like. So it's not perfect. It's still a work in progress. You can see here I've got leftovers from where I had accommodation here, and I recently ripped it out. Yeah, so we have water pumping here for during temperate seasons. So I can actually have this, could have this going, but I am a little bit short of bots at the moment. So normally, you can see I've got 1 bot pumping. I normally pump this dry and farm this creek area. I don't normally have this wet. I have this area with a water dump controlled by a stream gauge, which hydrates some of it, and another one here which hydrates as well. And this is our main food production area for the 140 odd beavers that we have. I have recently just expanded it and put in some more farming up here. And we've also recently added some mushroom farming. So but that's our main food production. We have 2 reservoirs. So 3 really, I guess. We've got this little one here with this reservoir. This reservoir is fed by this aqueduct system, which takes, when this is clean water, it comes up over the bad water and dumps it in here. And this is closed off, sort of. And then over here we have this. Actually, I've got some dynamite to blow up in here. Or maybe not. We'll let them disconnect it. Given that I've missed the window, we'll let them keep placing that. Reconnect that. There we go. I can keep placing that. I've walled up this to quite a depth. So this is my main water pumping point. The reason that you can see the paused bits is there is another layer of water pumps underneath and then another set of water pumps here. So we can pump water continuously out of this very deep reservoir, which I am continuously trying to expand. Basically, I've pretty much ended up with being able to capture all of the clean water. So yeah, we've got this big reservoir, and then up here, because we're in a bad tide, you can see the bad water diversion basically kicks in here, and I've ended up blasting quite a lot of this out so that it can funnel quite quickly. This is a relatively recent addition to neaten up the bad water diversion. So we've got a whole load of sluice gates here and here set based off of contamination. This was my previous contraption, which I haven't got around to deleting yet. It's just left open. And the reason that there are two is that I don't remember why I built this front one. No, it escapes me now because it's been a while. And then because there's another water source here, we've also got a set of sluice gates in here to let clean water through, and then sluice gates here originally to let bad water out, and then I changed it so the bad water divert is up here, so bad water goes out here and clean water will come into here. And we've got a deep mechanical pump here because I did have a couple of incidents where we got some contamination come in. So this will pump out any bad water that gets in and dump it out into here, and then it will go out through here. And there's some bot charging here in case we need it, because we still are stripping out the metal here. So that's that. So over here, so the water gets up here, dumped into here, but this can't contain it all. Excuse me, to detonate this. Still a work in progress. I think I need to take that out as well. Can't remember. Because this can't contain all of the water that comes out of that, I then added in this system. So because we have over here, there are 4 bad water sources, which I put domes over, discharges over. One of them I capped because there's a mine in here that we're using. But 3 of them are running continuously and generating us quite a nice amount of power going into a couple of batteries. Not the biggest batteries in the world. One of my next jobs was to put in a big array of batteries. So let's carry on with that job. So power, large vertical framed flywheel. Please tell me I made that big enough. Oh, I missed some. Right, landscaping dynamite. So we're going to put in a big array of framed flywheels in there. So that's generating loads of power. So that comes across here through our industrial area here to power these. So any excess water gets lifted up along here and dumped into this reservoir. And I've yet to fill. Basically, this fills as the temperate cycle ends. The next thing that I'm starting to work on is cutting all of these oak trees down. They are not going to be replanted. That needs to be placed. This is going to become a mangrove area because I don't have many mangroves growing at the moment. We're just getting into coffee production as well. I think now that the coffee beans are up, I need to put in a coffee thingy brewery or two. Honestly, so much of this save game has been about surviving. So yeah, we're just starting to get into thinking about well-being. The beaver now live here. Most of the jobs are done by bots now. The beavers mostly do hauling, and so I recently built a nice accommodation area for them, because they were living down here in just a random collection of housing. Yeah, and that's kind of the Apocalypse colony that I've built. So if you're watching JC's series, I'm cycle 22 now. Slightly different approach to him. So the way that I tackled some of this, you can see this is the number of water pumps that I built quite early on. And to man this many water pumps, I don't know if I still have them. Yeah. I use tactics that JC doesn't tend to use. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I had a few more. I had about 15 breeding pods. I had a few more down here. Actually, I had quite a few. And what I would do is, as a... I think it takes about 7 days for a kit to mature. At about the 7-day to go point, I would pop out about 20 kits, and they would mature at the point we got water. They would man the water pumps. They would fill up my huge collection of medium water barrels, and then when the drought or bad tide hit, I would work out, and once that happened, we would keep pumping water. When I had exhausted whatever reservoir supply I had at that point, I would work out how many beavers I could support, and the ones I couldn't support would go off to the science farm, which used to have a separate district centre attached to it. And that's how I survived the first wave of long bad tides. Because they were quite brutal. You can see even now I haven't got huge amounts of food stocked up. We've mostly got lots of corn rations, lots of fermented cassavas. We're just starting to get the fermented mushrooms in. We've got fermented soybeans. It's a really hard game mode. I've now got a very robust water supply. Very robust. Oh, I deleted the staircase as well. I was planning to detonate this just before the drought started. Yeah, my water supply is completely solid. And my next thing really is to start expanding farming. But yeah, this is what I've done with JC's Apocalypse mode. There is so much potential still in this map that I can and probably will keep playing on. It's great fun. Let's talk about my Ember Pelt series, because I want to mix elements of this in. My plan, the element I want to mix in, because this is given me some really interesting thoughts about how hard the game should be. because I think in hard mode, I mean, if you look at the other series we have running, excuse me, I need to do some things. And probably actually what we should do is put some bridges in to enable me to keep blasting down here. That should do it, I think. I think once you get a little way into hard mode, once you get past the initial hardness of hard mode is not that hard. And it loses its challenge. And so what I intend to do with the Ember Pelts series that I am planning to start very soon is I've been playing around with the game settings, and what I want to do is have it set up in such a way that for the first probably 10, basically the game ramps up in the normal way but then keeps going, so that, you know, by cycle 20 we're getting, you know, so maybe the first 10 cycles we're working our way up to sort of 30-day droughts and bad tides, and then by cycle 20 we're at sort of 60, and by maybe cycle 30 we're at 100. So I don't want the utter extreme ramp up that JC's Apocalypse mode has, because I don't want it to be sheer panic survival. I want to be able to progress, but I want to be forced to adapt continuously, I guess. Yeah. So what I'm aiming for is setting the game up in a way that ultimately we end up with droughts and bad tides that are in the region of 100 days or more. Maybe I'll do it longer, but that it takes quite a while to get there. And that there's a progression with it, because it bugs me. I'm just going to fill that hole in, and then I'm trying to remember why I was demolishing that. I think I wanted to cut all of that back as well. So yeah, so that's my plan. I really need these trees to grow and be cut down. I need more wood storage as well. Let's put in another layer on here. Nope, that's a pantry. There we go. Logs. And we need some platforms. So yeah, I don't know, you know, I guess people were interested in seeing this. It was partly why I wanted to do this, and also I guess to demonstrate that it's possible eventually. I have got so many hours into this. You know, I think people, you know, with JC making a series on this, the amount of time that he's got into it is so different from someone who just plays the game. You know, over the Christmas period, I would sometimes sit and play this all day. And that's different to someone who's making a video that's an hour long, 3 times a week, in terms of how much progress you can make. So, you know, I've no idea how many hours I've got into this save, but it's a lot. It's really a lot. So, yeah, and also, yeah, if you do watch this video, JC, brilliant idea for a series. There's something that I'd wanted to do but couldn't work out how to set the game up to do it. So yeah, thank you for showing me how to do that, I guess, because I tried on a previous series and completely screwed it up and died very quickly, because I got it very, very wrong. Because I didn't find the way you set this up at all intuitive. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to be it. So yeah, I'm working on the last video for the Cliffside series. That'll be out very soon, and then we will be into Ember Pelts with hard mode, but dialed up a little bit, because I've never tried that as a series. And now I tend to have the odd wipe at the start of a hard mode series, but hey, we'll give it a go. Anyway, hopefully this has been somewhat interesting. Yeah, I guess I've shown you most of it. We have a bit of an industrial thing here, which is all bot-sized. Could probably do with some more bots, but you know, it was just I was truly intrigued when JC started the series as to just how hard it was. The answer was incredibly. I think if yeah, I would, if you're curious, or if you're watching him play it and you think, and you haven't tried it and you think he's making stupid mistakes, give it a try. It's harder than you think. Even better, try it on his original settings, because that was just brutal. Yeah, it was insane. I was so determined to not back down on those settings, but after 7 colony wipes, in the end, I did concede that just to see if I could make more progress, I would go to the same settings as JC was using, and here we are, 22 cycles later, and some of those cycles are long. You're essentially maybe 3 times further into the game than you would be normally. Yeah, definitely give it a try. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I think this is potentially one of the biggest reservoirs I've ever built. It's, I'm in quite a comfortable position now in terms of like water supply. As I said, that we can pump continuously. We generally don't get too low on water. I should probably be looking at switching some beavers in to pump some of this out, because it's affecting our farming, which is not great. So yeah, but normally, if I get this pumped out, you'll see that we make use of this as farmland. Right. Keep going. So might as well switch you over as well. And one more. I'm not not sure if it shows up. Yeah, you can see, so all of this is set up as farmland. Currently, it is flooded, so... yeah. And stupidly, again, 54 well-being, very nice. I didn't do what JC did to build this and go up and that way. No. I went all the way around there. But to be honest, I was doing it with bots and it was fine. I wasn't in any kind of rush. And I've got a pretty big army of builders now, so... it didn't really matter. It's like at the moment I've got, where are you? This guy, just low priority coming in here, clearing out trees. Because as I keep playing this, I'm kind of tempted to try and work on maybe putting in some new districts and leveling some stuff out and all that kind of thing. So, yeah. I've never tried to do it like a colony tour once I've got it built. It's kind of weird and difficult. But, yeah, got some incapacitated bots. So what I did, the other thing that I did, is I moved to the district centre. And I put a whole load of charging as close to the district centre as I could. Because obviously when the bots get incapacitated, they convene around here. So anyway, yeah, hopefully this was vaguely interesting. I don't know. And yeah, we'll be back on Cliffside next time to finish off that series. And then we'll be starting a new series. So I will see you all next time.